Hello, Recapped Mystery here. Today, I'm going to explain a drama, romance, sci-fi film, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Watch out and take care. Joel Barish wakes up on Valentine's Day, February 14th. He arrives at the train station after finding his car smashed. Despite the fact that he is not an impetuous person, he skips work and takes the train to Montauk. He goes to the beach and keeps a journal. He notices a woman and wants to meet new people. They keep running into one another, first at a diner, then at a train station. He makes an effort to avoid her, suspecting that it may appear weird. She eventually strikes up a conversation with him. As they are both traveling on the same train to the same location, she recognizes him and tells him that he might not recognize her because she frequently changes her hair color. She also reminds him that she works at the bookshop. They had some interesting discussions, and she introduces herself as Clementine. She is a free-spirited young lady. She gets too near to him, and he feels as if she is violating his privacy. They separate with a friendly punch. Joel is driving back home after leaving the station when he discovers Clementine on the streets and offers her a lift. He drops her off at her house, and she invites him in for drinks. They spend time talking to one another. Joel is stagnant and bored with his existence, whereas Clementine wants to make every second of her life count. They make arrangements to spend time together by visiting the Charles River at night. Clementine is definitely seducing him, and it is plainly working. She invites him to stay, but he declines. She gives him her phone number as he walks away. She requests that he call her and wish her a happy Valentine's Day. He calls her when he gets home, and they become closer. The following night, they go to Charles River and lie down on the ice, staring at the sky and discussing constellations. In the morning, he drives her back. She wishes to sleep at his house and goes inside to collect her toothbrush. As Joel waits in the car, Patrick knocks on his window and inquires as to what he is doing over here. Joel is perplexed. Valentine's Day is on February 13th. A grief-stricken Joel is crying in his automobile as a melancholy song plays in the background. He takes out the tape, pauses the music, and throws it out the car window. Two males in a van are following him. He examines his mail as his neighbor inquires about his Valentine's Day plans with Clementine. Joel is in his flat, getting ready for the night because he plans to sleep early. When he notices people outside, he closes the blinds and turns out the lights. The two men successfully break into his flat. His mind boggles. He is perplexed. He recalls incidents and recalls attempting to contact Clementine, but her phone number had changed. She's in a relationship with a younger man and no longer recognizes Joel. He is at the home of his pals Carrie and Rob, and he feels defeated. Rob tells him about Lacuna, a corporation that offers the service of deleting people's memories. Joel is startled when he learns that Clementine had her memories of him erased. He pays a personal visit to Lacuna in order to meet the doctor who did this. Dr. Howard Mierzwiak informs him he should not have learned about this procedure. Clementine desired to move on, and their firm allowed her to do so. Joel is heartbroken and chooses to get his memories of her erased as well. He gives away everything that has a Clementine memory attached to it. Howard constructs a mental map of Joel's recollections based on these artifacts. He tells Howard about his recollections of her. He recalls meeting her for the first time at Rob and Carrie's beach party. Joel is warned that the process of wiping memories is equivalent to a night of heavy drinking in terms of brain damage. Joel is shown several objects while recalling the memories related with them. Another version of him gets severe DA tilde copyright Yahoo, and he realizes that they are in his thoughts as he sees himself. Patrick and Stan, the two invaders, try to fix the electronics in Joel's flat while performing memory erasure on him. His muddled recollections blend and become jumbled. He recalls his last memory of her as late as 3 a.m., when he was awake and worried for her. She casually told him she crashed his car while inebriated, and they fought. He attempts to pursue her, but she flees, and the memory is finally wiped. Joel feels befuddled and resentful of her. While Joel's memories are being erased, Patrick tells Stan the surprising news that Clementine is his new girlfriend. Joel can hear everything they say because he is in a dreamlike state. Joel remembers when Clementine wanted a baby but he wasn't ready. They brawl on the market as their memories fade. The doorbell rings at Joel's flat, and Patrick opens it to let Mary in. She is the clinic's assistant. She is also Stan's girlfriend. The three hang out casually, ransacking his fridge. Meanwhile, Joel has a variety of recollections with Clementine. She tells him everything, but Joel withholds information from her, and they argue about their dysfunctional and unbalanced communication. He scribbles in his journal in an unpleasant manner. They eat in a restaurant in another memory, and he hopes other people didn't regard them as a troubled marriage. Joel is in his flat when he overhears a distorted discussion between Patrick and a distressed Clementine on the phone. Patrick refers to her as Tangerine, which reminds Joel of when she colored her hair orange and he referred to her as Tangerine. Patrick rushes away to see Clementine, leaving Mary and Stan to finish the erasing work. They discuss many topics. She speaks affectionately of Howard, secretly admiring him in front of Stan. Clementine feels as though she is disappearing and is distressed as a result of memory erasure. Patrick reassures her. She expresses a desire to observe the frozen Charles River. Mary and Stan have a party together, while the equipment on Joel runs on autopilot. Patrick buys Clementine a piece of jewelry for Valentine's Day. Joel bought it for her and gave it up as a memory associated with Clementine. She thanks Patrick for providing her the type of jewelry she likes. Joel and Clementine discuss about childhood recollections under the covers of their bed in a memory. She is self-conscious about her appearance, so he compliments her and expresses his love for her. Joel begs the doctor to let him keep only this one memory. He recalls being with Clementine on the Charles River and attempts to grasp her, but she fades away. He screams that he wants the memory wiping procedure to be stopped, but Stan and Mary are preoccupied with other matters. Joel is constantly on the run with her, attempting to avoid the surgery. Joel is abruptly left alone in a haze of recollections. He is surprised to learn that Patrick works at Lacuna. He's stealing Joel's memories and posing as a distorted version of him, because Patrick is imitating Joel. She has been discreetly reminded of what is going on while they are on the lake. Joel finds her again, and she advises him to stay awake in order to oppose the treatment. He succeeds for a split second before losing consciousness. He claims that the only reason he is having her wiped from his mind is because she initially deleted him. He takes her off the map, into his childhood recollections, to avoid being discovered by the memory erasure system. As the memories get increasingly distorted, they become more perplexing. She tries to keep him focused on avoiding the operation and remaining invisible. Stan and Mary awaken in a daze. Realizing Joel has vanished from the map, they decide to summon Howard to handle the situation. They tidy the flat and sober up. Howard arrives and goes through all of Joel's memories, finally finding Joel and Clementine hidden off the map and wiping out the memory. During the process, Joel awakens, creating a stressful scenario. Howard injects him with a syringe, and he fades out. Mary flirtatiously compliments Howard on his abilities. Joel and Clementine are living a memory in which they watch a movie together as things begin to warp and the memory begins to fade. They flee once more. As the memories are being obliterated, he hides her in his humiliating times. They eventually arrive at Montauk. As the surrounding memories fade, they continue to resist and strive to conceal. Stan decides to go. Mary and Howard are on their own. They discuss as Mary tells him about deep and profound quotes. She admits her affections for him, and they become intimate. As Howard's wife comes in her car, Stan watches them from outside the flat and spots them together. He pursues his wife, but the scenario changes when Mary discovers that she and Howard had a past. She had her memories of him wiped. Joel and Clementine had a special recollection from a bookstore. He desperately desires for another chance to be in a relationship with her. She tells him to remember her, implying that they might be able to be together. Mary is at the office, listening to the official tapes of her memory erasure. Joel is reliving the memory of the first time he met Clementine during a party at Montauk Beach. They converse and introduce themselves. They recognize that this memory will soon be lost and resolve to enjoy it for what it is. They break into a beach house at night and discuss spending the night there. Though Joel appears uneasy, he recalls that he needs to grab a ride home. In that flashback, he is reminded of what truly happened. He departed quietly and never spent the night with her because he was too terrified to take a gamble. The house floods and falls apart as the memory fades. Because it never happened this time, they say a real goodbye. She whispers in his ear to meet her in Montauk. Joel is driving home from a trip with his buddies when he recalls a number of memories that evoke great sentiments of nostalgia in him. Finally, the procedure is completed. Howard as well as Stan is leaving. Joel awakens in his bed, bewildered. Mary resigns from Lacuna and departs with her possessions. She and Stan have a talk. She asks him whether he was aware of what transpired between her and Howard, and he answers he was unaware of her memories of him being deleted. Joel rushes to catch a train to Montauk. Stan tells Mary he genuinely liked her and she drives away with a large number of files in her car. The sequence of events continues while Joel drives. Patrick knocks on Clementine's window while he waits in his car. As they drive away, Clementine goes through her mail. She discovers a tape and a letter from Mary addressed to all Howard patients, in which she informs them about having their memories erased. She returned all of their files to them. Clementine listens to her tape in the car. When they listen to the tape, they both get highly puzzled and upset. Joel abandons Clementine high and dry on the road, and she goes back home. Patrick is standing outside her door, and she begs him to leave her alone. Later, she finds her way to Joel's flat and enters to discover his recording playing loudly. They try to communicate normally while a tape of Joel discussing the sad and difficult aspects of his connection with her plays in the background. She ultimately leaves, clearly upset. He follows her out the door. They stand in the hallway while he tells her that he can't think of anything he dislikes about her. She assures him that as time passes, he will discover things about her that he dislikes. She'll become bored and imprisoned in their relationship. They recognize the unpleasant truth of their relationship and resolve to accept it. They're in Montauk, joyfully playing in the snow together. Please subscribe to assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.